Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Sam from the Soul of Stella, and this is the Capricorn message, whether it is sun, moon or rising, blessings coming your way. And I am recording this in December of 22, but it is a timeless reading, so whenever you find it, that is when the messages are meant to find you. These are the blessings that are coming your way, Capricorn. Blessings coming to Capricorn. I would love to have you in my Hey Stella family, so please subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. If this is helpful, please let me know in the comments below. And share with your fellow Capricorns what blessings are coming their way. It might be a blessing for you to send this link to someone. What blessings are coming to Capricorn, please, Spirit? Blessings coming to Capricorn. What can they get excited about? Wow. Something to get excited about. I don't need to find my purpose. My purpose will find me. This came out for a few other groups as well. I think when we're looking at, if you are watching this in December of 22, we're looking at 2023 and we're like, well, what's it going to bring? What's it going to look like? What am I going to be doing? Am I changing my job? Am I changing where I live? Like, it's new year, new me kind of vibes. And sometimes it helps us to reflect and to look at our goals and say, well, do they suit me? Do they fit me? Are they too baggy? Are they too tight? Okay. Interesting that I had that metaphor around clothing. So that might be also on the agenda. The key to getting what I want is to ask for it. Assertiveness is coming your way. That might be part of your blessing. My positive energy leaves a powerful impression on the world. Absolutely. I let my intimate relationships be my greatest learning devices for spiritual growth and healing. I surrender it all. There's something about you perhaps being jaded in love, and take this how it resonates. Please excuse my nails. I've been painting. I've got a really itchy nose with your group, so that's usually a sign that there's a lot to be said, a lot of intuition coming through. I feel like you've had an epiphany lately in relationships, especially romantic ones, where you're like, you know what, instead of giving up, I'm surrendering, right? I'm surrendering to allowing things to teach me and be part of my healing. I might not find my husband or wife in the next relationship, but I know I'm going to learn something, okay? And it's in that energy of surrender that we usually find exactly what is looking for us, okay? And your purpose might have something to do with a twin, like not necessarily twin flame, but like a twin energy. You might have a double mission to meet a partner, and then together you will change the world. My positive energy leaves a powerful impression on the world. There is a strong emphasis on something coming together in an intimate relationship that not only heals the two of you, but can heal the world at the same time. And the key to getting what I want is to ask for it. You might have been really hiding yourself or blocking yourself or not getting out there and not actually saying to people, look, I am wanting this type of relationship. I am wanting power couple vibes is what I'm getting from here too. And you're realizing that you need to start stating that. And whether you speak it to the universe or whether you, make a wish on I just heard a candle, like maybe this time of year, or maybe a birthday wish, or a wish on one of those little flower things, dandelions, and send it into the sky. I feel like just the thought alone can be a wish for you as well, but there is something about speaking it out, asking for it. And so if you're on a dating profile, I feel like you need to update that to say, this is exactly what I want. I'm surrendering it all. I'm putting it all out there, and I'm not afraid to it stands out when people know exactly what they want, and people can say, well, that's not what you use these apps for. Well, absolutely it can be. Not that I have any personal experience on that, but that's what I'm getting. My positive energy, it actually feels really nice for you to be this as assertive, and it feels really nice for you to have this realization. And you're actually surrendering to the control of things as well when it comes to this creation that you're having together. The Ten of Swords is at the bottom of the deck, so I do feel like something is coming to completion. The up late nights on your phone where you're sick of just scrolling through the same old ish is what I heard. You're sick of just heartbreak, and you actually are waiting for your knight with his little pentacle to come forward and be like, slow and steady wins the race, but I'm going to win you over, right? And you've made the decision here to actually change this situation for yourself and take these swords out of your own back, because this person isn't like standing up and feeling burdened and just needs to put them down. She's bloody laying down. So it's like, well, take them out of your own back, roll over and go back to sleep, get a good night's sleep, surrender it to the universe in your dreams. You know, like, I feel like there's some real dreamscaping that you are doing. You could even potentially be lucid dreaming, where you play out this perfect scenario over and over again every night in your sleep. And that actually might be keeping you up at night, because it can feel quite intense and exhausting. But at least you're visualizing it in some way, shape, or form. You're getting exactly what you want. I wasn't paying attention to how these cards fell out, but we'll just take it as this is in the strength position, the heart position, and the challenge position. I do feel like this is divine timing, and this is something that you've been considering for quite a long time. And now that you've made this decision, your guides and your angels are like, yeah, this is it. Cool. There's a real positive energy about this, and it might actually set things on the right course finally, because I do feel like you've been hiding behind closed doors. You've been hiding behind some burdens, right? You've been letting the burdens get a bit too heavy, and actually she's popping out. She's popping out, and take it as just energy, not gender, but she's coming out from behind the fence and peeking out to see what else there might be. But she is looking in the past position, and she's like, these ones ain't serving me anymore. And we did talk about something that doesn't serve you anymore. The way things have been hasn't been serving you anymore. And actually you're like, oh, okay, angels, I hear you now. Yeah, in my heart, I'm starting to really hear you. It's my strength that you were there, but now in my heart, I know you're right. And then moving forward, it's going to be a little bit of a challenge for me to present my cup like this and to get on my horse, right? And make an offer to someone, and it's almost like a balancing energy, because you don't want to spill your cup when you're riding on a horse. So there's a certain plodding that comes with this energy. And we did see the Knight of Pentacles under here, which is a slower moving energy. You know, it may take some time for this manifestation to exhibit in real life, but I do feel like it's coming. And you deserve it, because your heart has been hurt enough and you don't want that anymore. You're not accepting second best, I just heard. Everything is fine. Yeah, you see there's two Ten of Swords in this deck. There's Ten of Swords, and then there's everything is fine. And this is a message that it's like absolutely time. It's time to put this to bed, to put this to rest. This behavior is no longer serving you, and you well and truly know it. You well and truly know it. It's your blessing to realize that this one little adjustment of asking for what you want sets your energy on the right tone. It gives you the opportunity to be open and surrender to relationships that are going to help your spiritual growth and healing. And through this, you are going to find your purpose, or your purpose will start finding you. And that's beautiful. It's not forced. It's an intention that has grown legs, is what I hear. And it's an intention that is coming out of the dark and coming into the light of day. There's a journey to be had here, right? There's a journey emotionally to be had. And you're like, I know that I'm going to have some learning. I know that I have a lot to learn. Allura, forgiveness, and there's a shadow self in this background here of this figure. I feel like there's forgiveness for what was and what has passed and what has transpired. So there may be a forgiveness of past people, events, places, yourself, putting yourself in these places. I also heard we have Ellen, compassion, and I do feel like this is like crossing the bridge to get to the other side, and perhaps something is separating you and your ideal person right now. But that something is an emotional river. So as long as there's a way to connect you both across this emotional river, right? The Knight of Cups, as long as the offer is there could be a life buoy thrown across. There could be a rope thrown across. You're surrendering to how, right? But you know why is what I just heard. Pelican, security. Yeah, you might be at a phase in your life where you're actually really like admitting to yourself and telling the universe, I'm ready for a secure relationship. I want to feel safe. I want to feel seen. I want to feel... I just heard nest because the pelicans outside of my home are nesting at the top of the poles, right? They're out there living their best life, but they nest at the highest point. And you're wanting to connect with a higher vibrational person. You want a higher love. There's actually a book called Higher Love. I can't remember, Jordana, someone wrote it. You might be really into that because it's very much a personal story, but there's so much manifesting of this kind of energy. And giving up the control and allowing things to teach you through love. And then you've got possum, strategy. It is a new strategy for you. It is a different course of action for you. But you're coming out again. This nocturnal animal has come out for so many cards, but you're coming out of the darkness. He's a the possum, like, scurries around at night, and there's like I get real thoughts, lots of thoughts with this sword energy scurrying around your head at night, and it needs to stop. You might have been ruminating on a lot of past hurt, and it needs to stop so that you can let the slow and steady stable energy of someone offering you new work, new money, new energy, new I'm also hearing like that the person coming in for you might be offering you a business position. You might meet them at work, but also this offering that's coming forward, this person that's coming forward is just stable, right? And you want that, but you have to let go of all this mental chatter at night to allow that to come through. That is part of the blessing, is to stick to your new strategy. The 22 is partnership as well. 2. You might have been seeing a lot of 22, and there's 33 as well. 22 and 33. Maybe the person that you find has a 10-year age gap and you're like, well, that's going to teach me a lot, isn't it? But I surrender to that because love is love. Take it how it resonates and, you know, legal. Everything for the right reasons. Okay, so your inner child is coming out here. This might be something, this kind of love might have been something that you've dreamt of as a child. Maybe you're a hopeless romantic, I just heard. And with the Knight of Cups, I get that vibe anyway. But your inner child is saying, allow me to give compassion and love to the little one. Let me attend to its deepest needs and feelings. Yeah. If you stay in your head, you're keeping your inner child trapped. There's a forgiveness here too of perhaps something from childhood. And then when you have this newfound assertiveness, you're surrendering to what was. And that's okay. This is a new path. Your path is leading you in this direction. The Judgment card is very much giving that like blueprint design. This was meant to be designed this way. And this mandala is like almost like a maze. It's like you will find them. You will find them. But your energy is going to be magnetic to find them. It might feel like a maze out there. It might feel like a minefield out there. Dear Lord, help me trust that there's a plan far beyond what I can see through my fears and illusions, right? Fears and illusions. There's so much more out there than that. And by you two like sending out like a sonar, it's like you're going to find each other in the maze of this. There's a deepening connection, I feel, with yourself as well. With the black cat, it just gives me shadow work, the stuff that you've been working on personally. And that might be where the Nine of Wands comes into it, where you're like, I'm kind of sick of being hidden away. Once you're on earth for enough lifetimes, your old soul will begin to long for non-grasping detachment and surrender. They bring the peace of God. Yeah. Non-grasping, so not getting too desperate about like, well, that person DM'd me, so that must be my person. It's not sending out a desperate energy anymore. You're actually becoming aligned and you're going, nope, this is what I want. And when you put your order in with the universe and you're saying, I want X, Y, and Z, and that equals 995, right? But what you get back is only A, B, and C, and it's only 75%. It's only like $7.5, right? $7.50. you're like, that's not my order. That's not what I wanted. That's less than. And although you're paying more service to your desires. You're paying more service to that which resonates, right? There's this resonance sonar. There very much could be a twin flame, but that's completely on you if you are looking for that. But I do feel like there's a soulmate at least coming in. Courage. Let me be open to courageously take the steps that are shown. Yeah, it takes courage to do this. But there is good fortune, I feel, with the elephant that's kind of like illusions in the background. You can only just see it if you squint. Like, it's probably not the first thing you see. The first thing you see is probably this dove of peace, right? It takes courage to get at peace with what you actually want. But then this elephant with its trunk up is actually like good fortune. And I do feel like this soulmate is wishing on the same star. I just heard they're finding the courage to do this too. And non-duality. Let your authentic humanity shine forth while you're bowing to the inner divine. You can become fluent at doing both. Yeah. You're allowing yourself to be human and have a human experience, right? I'm allowing my intimate relationships to be my greatest learning devices for spiritual growth and healing. I get a feeling there may be some things that you're not entirely proud of. It's not that you're ashamed. It's just like, gee, that could have played out differently, whether it was your fault or someone else's fault. I think that you're seeing the humanness in both yourself and in someone else, and you're allowing what was to be what it was. And you're allowing yourself to, yes, connect to this new positive energy within, and this intimate energy and this divine reasoning, right? With the Judgment card and this angelic guidance that you've probably tapped into consciously or unconsciously through shadow work perhaps. And you're actually saying, I'm allowed, right? I'm here to be human. I'm allowed. And so if I'm allowed to have those experiences and be forgiven and still be here, right? I wasn't struck down by lightning. I can then allow myself to ask for more. I can allow myself to ask for something higher. And I think when we have been continuously getting not the right order, like 75% of what we asked for, right? When we're not getting our order fulfilled, we have to look at why. And the why usually comes back to the kind of energy we are putting out. Who are we surrounding ourselves with? Where are we looking for our people, right? I read something yesterday where it was like about this violinist who was playing in the subway, and previously the night before his tickets to his show were sold out and they were $100 a ticket. And in the subway, he only had 2 people clap for him and make like $10 in tips, right? So I feel like you have to put yourself in the right environment to be recognized for the wonder that you are. And despite our mistakes, despite our humanness, despite things not entirely working out, and perhaps you being quite hard on yourself and commiserating and reminiscing about these things and these heartbreaks and maybe whose heart you've broken, right? Because it takes 2 to tango, and there's certain things we wish we could have done better. It's putting yourself in this right environment that is going to set you up for this new strategy to take place, and for this person and people and this vibration to find you, this love to find you. You can become fluent when you are in the right environment. I had a friend who used to say, it's hard to soar like an eagle when you're surrounded by pelicans. I'm pretty sure they said pelicans. It's hard to fly like an eagle when you're surrounded by pelicans. But you know what? The pelican. The pelican, right? If you're Aussie, you might get that joke. Why am I trying to shuffle the cards that came out? Interesting. That's interesting. I tried to shuffle the cards that were already here. Okay? I feel like you may have some options once you surrender this and once you start asking for what you want, but you'll be surprised by these options. And I do feel like just because someone expresses interest doesn't mean you have to express it back. There's a magnetism you have to pay attention to. And this is where you have to look at how you feel, and on a whole physical level and an emotional level. Does this match? How do I feel around this person? Rather than just getting super excited about the offer, I do feel it's a case of enabling yourself to say yes to the right thing. It's not necessarily saying no to everyone else, but I do feel like there'll be a clear winner, and that's going to be a surprise to you. This Knight of Cups could be a person coming forward, of course, and that could be a surprise. This could happen in the next day or so. It very much could happen in your normal human life, just doing something quite ordinary. You might even bump into them because it says oops, and then we have wet and we have love. Yeah, I feel like your cup has been dry for too long. With your 75%, you're not fully hydrated in love, and I do feel like you need to take this how it resonates. You need to lubricate your love muscle. That's what I heard. Take it how it resonates. This deck, it surprises me all the time. It's a deck I made called the Desired Deck of Passion Prompts, and I find it really intuitive. And I designed it that way, of course, but like when I use it in readings, it's like it sometimes shocks me. So yeah, take that how it resonates. A surprise, a brand new day, something that might feel like an oops becomes something incredible. Maybe something spills, right? Oops, wet. Don't cry over spilt milk, because love can come in the strangest of places is what I've just heard there. And that's going to light a fire within you, right? Capricorn, you've got this fire within you anyway. Like, you're such a hard worker and you're so hard on yourself sometimes. It's like you have an internal flame, because this is how you get through things. You have a very determined spirit about you anyway. So let's get some final blessings as little story. Final blessings for Capricorn, please, Spirit. I feel like you're going to be really geeking out over this and geeking out over like how cool this feels. I'm also hearing that you might lock eyes with someone, and that might be at a nightclub or going out dancing or something like that. But you need to put this you need to put the wheels in motion. About something, about finding your ABC, yeah. About starting over, ABC. There might be something about education and about children. This person might be a teacher, or you might be a teacher. And again, I get like geeking out over something that feels... And then the apple as well, huge teacher vibes. But I feel like this geeking out is over something that is a temptation that feels out of this world. I also get like a podium vibe as well. So it feels like you've won the lottery when you meet this person. And even though things have been downhill, perhaps with a teacher before, or you feel like things are taking a long time to heat up, it's actually working out in your favor. I feel like there's a touch of rebelliousness to you in order to make this happen. And this might be the oops as well. There's a rebelliousness where you're allowing yourself to be human and to have these human experiences. And I do kind of get like you might meet in some kind of party, and that's like drunken sailor kind of vibes, like a pirate, a Maharites. It might be a dress-up party where you meet this person and you have a boogie together. But there's just something about like letting your hair down, like setting sail towards the breeze and off to find treasure kind of thing. And it's actually a really cool, that's how you're going to hook, right? That's how you're going to hook the person. And that's where you're going to find the sweetness. This is the treasure, the sweetness, the juicy fruit. Then there's two fruits here. I feel like the two of you together might be a fruity mix, and that's where you're going to know. You're going to know this person when you see them. I really, I'm getting like heart eyes from this little geeked out little guy here. I feel like you see them across the room and there's heart eyes, right? And you just know you're the apple to my melon. All right, enjoy, Capricorn. This is a beautiful blessing for you. Please share this with your fellow Cappies, and Merry Christmas. I'll see you on my next one. Bye.